You don't want to be irrelevant.
No. You don't want to get stuck in the past. And I think what's encouraging about your work is starting from your story, a place of authenticity, building yourself into a person who is capable of starting to explore, realizing what you were born for, and then going, let me enter that dimension of mastery, that high level of mastery.
Yes.
Now you're building products for high level leaders,
Yes.
people to conquer and shape this society. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that people often underestimate that everybody, no one is excluded from going into this dark place.
Yeah.
And every leader needs to know that. And you believe that every person that walks into a room needs to be fundamentally aware, and every leader needs to know when they look out on their team that everybody has potential darkness in their life, and their single job is to bring them into a level of light so they can see where they're leading them. Tell us a little bit about how leaders can apply this thinking before we wrap up.
The way that leaders can actually apply this, because it's very funny that you mentioned that. You know, as a speaker and as an author and as a, you know, like doing what I'm doing, I come across so many people, and most of them are in this mental, you know, darkness. They are smiling, you know, and we have mastered the art of putting this facade.
Put a mask
pretending,
on.
I'm telling to put a mask on and suppress our feelings, because we've been taught, you know, we've been socialized as well to say, no, you've got to, you know, appear strong. You've got to be strong.
I'm fine.
You know, I'm fine, you know, even if you're not fine. And many people are not fine. And unfortunately, they take that situation, that mental, chaotic state into leadership. And you find that you are leading people, but you are so broken inside. You are in this dark space. And so this application of engineering and neuroscience, it helps leaders understand themselves better in terms of how the brain works and how they can be able to apply this also in their spaces. Because if you're not clear in your head, if you're not clear in terms of what affects you negatively, because if you're in an environment that is actually dark and the environment that upsets you, and that triggers some brain chemicals, your neurochemicals, neurotransmitters that are related to stress. And once you are stressed, unfortunately, your thinking brain, your prefrontal cortex as well, it stops to work, because it's like a seesaw. It works like a seesaw. When you are too emotional about a situation, your thinking brain, it stops working. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. But when you're in an environment that is encouraging, that is making you happy, then you become so creative because you're happy. And then happy neurochemicals or happy chemicals are released as well in the brain. So how do we therefore create that kind of environment? Because leaders have the power. They determine the culture of the workplace. So they have the power, because others, they just follow. So now when you use this neuroengineering, like when you look at the neuroscience, which is understanding of the brains and the neurons and that, but there's some complication in that, or that works like a complex machine, because when you look at engineering, now we apply engineering now in understanding how these connections, you know, using neurons are connecting or are formed between, because neurons they actually are, we call them the information highways in the brain, because they help you to connect these different brain regions, you know, these different departments in the brain. So it means as a leader, you have the power. Once you understand that, then you can be able to unleash your power and also play at the highest level.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, the ability to simplify this, to apply this to culture, is something that you thrive in. We want to celebrate your journey, and I am enjoying the idea that you are innovating and evolving your own personal brand. Before we close, I want to know, what do you want to be known for? At the end of the day, once you've left the big company, once you've left a big audience, once you've left working with people, when people see you on the street, they should go, Veli Ndaba is.
Veli Ndaba is the light. Veli Ndaba is that guy that will be able to help you move from this mental darkness into mental light. I'm committed to help leaders, throughout different sectors, different industries, the government sectors, the private sectors, throughout Africa. I want to help this continent move from the place of mental leadership darkness into a leadership light. So whenever people see me in different settings, they must just see the person. They must see the guy, the Veli Ndaba that brings the light guy. This is what I'm bringing with me. So whenever they see me, they must see the light. They must see hope. They must see possibilities.
Veli Ndaba,
Thank you.
thank you for bringing light, especially when you come from a background where you've experienced so much trauma, you've experienced so much darkness, and you can bring a publishing journey where you inspire people to know they're born to win. And now you arrive at this place where you're helping people understand the technical neuroscience and the engineering components of their mind to help them lead at the highest level. This is the type of leaders we need in this country. I'm Timothy Maurice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tim.